so we have these functions then in place, but what more can we do? Well, what about those conditionals and loops and other constructs? How can we bring these programs to life so it's not just clicking a button and voila, something's happening? Let's go ahead and make this now even more interactive. Let me go ahead and throw away most of these pieces, and let me just spice things up with some more audio under sound. I'm going to go to play sound meow until done. Here we go. Green flag. OK. It's a little loud, but it did exactly do what it said. Let's hear it again. OK, it's kind of an underwhelming program eventually, since you'd like to think that the cat would just meow on its own, but I have to keep hitting the button. Well, this seems like an opportunity for doing something again and again. So all right, well, if I wanted to meow, 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 let me just grab a few of these. Or you can even right-click or control-click, and you can copy-paste even in code here. Let me play this now. All right, so now like it's not really emoting happiness in quite the same way. It might be hungry or upset. So you know what, let's slow it down. Let me go to control, wait 1 second in between, which might be a little less worrisome. Here we go, play. OK, so if my goal was to make the cat meow 3 times, I dare say this code or algorithm is correct. But let's now critique its design. Is this well designed? And if not, why not? What are your thoughts here? Yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, agreed. I could use forever or repeat, but let me push a little harder. But why? Like this works. I'm kind of done with the assignment. What's bad about it? Yeah, there's too much repetition, right? If I wanted to change the sound that the cat is making to like a different variant of meow or have it bark instead like a dog, I could change it from the drop down here apparently. But then I'd have to change it here, and then I'd have to change it here. And God, if this were even longer, that just gets tedious quickly. And you're probably increasing the probability that you're going to screw up and you're going to miss one of the drop downs or something stupid and introduce a bug. Or if you wanted to change the number of seconds you're waiting, you've got to change it in 2, maybe even more places. Again, you're just creating risk for yourself and potential bugs in the program. So I do like the repeat or the forever idea so that I don't repeat myself. And indeed, what I alluded to being possible, copy pasting earlier, doesn't mean it's a good thing. And in code, generally speaking, when you start to copy and paste puzzle pieces or text next week, you're probably not doing something quite well. So let me go ahead and throw away most of these to get rid of the duplication, keeping just 2 of the blocks that I care about. Let me grab the repeat block for now. Let me move this inside of the repeat block. It's going to grow to fit it. Let me reconnect all this and change the 10 just to a 3. And now play. So better. It's the same thing. It's still correct. But now I've set the stage to let the cat meow, for instance, 4 times by changing one thing, 40 times by changing one thing. Or I could just use the forever block and just walk away, and it will meow forever instead. If that's your goal, that would be better. A better design, but still correct. But you know what? Now that I have a program that's designed to have a cat meow, wow, like why? I mean, MIT invented Scratch. Scratch is a cat. Why is there no puzzle piece called meow? This feels like a missed opportunity. Now, to be fair, they gave us all the building blocks with which we could implement that idea. But a principle of programming and really computer science is to leverage what we're going to now start calling abstraction. We have step-by-step instructions here, the repeat, the play, and the wait, that collectively implements this idea that we humans would call meowing. Wouldn't it be nice to abstract away those several puzzle pieces into just one that literally just says what it does, meow? Well, here's where we can make our own blocks. Let me go over here to Scratch under the pink block category here. And let me click Make a Block. And here I see a slightly different interface where I can choose a name for it. And I'm going to call it meow. And I'm going to keep it simple. That's it. No inputs to meow yet. I'm just going to click OK. Now, just going to clean this up a bit here. Let me drag and drop play sound and wait over here. And you know what? I'm just going to drag this way down here, because now that I'm done implementing meow, I'm going to literally abstract it away, sort of out of sight, out of mind, because now, notice at top left, there is a new pink puzzle piece called meow. And so at this point, I'd argue, it doesn't really matter how meow is implemented. Frankly, I don't know how ask or say was implemented by MIT. They abstracted those things away for us. Now I have a brand new puzzle piece that just says what it is. And this is now still correct, but arguably better design. Why? Because it's just more readable to me, to you. It's more maintainable when you look at your code a year from now for the first time, because you're sort of fondly looking back at the very first program you wrote. It says what it does. The function itself has semantics, which conveys what's going on. If you really care about how meow is implemented, you could scroll down and start to tinker with the underlying implementation details. But otherwise, you don't need to care anymore. Now, I feel like there's an even additional opportunity here for abstraction and to sort of factor out some of this functionality. It's kind of lame that I have this repeat block that lets me call the meow function, so to speak, use the meow function 3 times. Wouldn't it be nice if I could just call the meow function, aka use the meow function, and pass it an input that tells the puzzle piece how many times I want it to meow? Well, let me go ahead and zoom out and scroll down. Let me right-click or control-click on the pink piece here and choose Edit. Or I could just start from scratch, no pun intended, with a new one. And now here, rather than just give this thing a name meow, let me go ahead and add an input here. And I'm going to go ahead and type in, for instance, n for number of times to meow. And just to make this even more user-friendly and self-descriptive, I'm going to add a label, which has no functional impact. It's just an aesthetic. And I'm just going to say times, just to make it read more like English in this case, that tells me what the puzzle piece does. And now I'm going to click OK. And now I need to refine this a little bit. Let me go ahead and grab, under control, a repeat block. Let me move the play sound and wait into the repeat block. I don't want 10, and I also don't want 3 here. What I want now is this n that is my actual variable that Scratch is creating for me that represents whatever input the human programmer provides. Notice it snaps right in place. Let me connect this. And now, voila, I have an even fancier version of meow that is parameterized. It takes input that affects its behavior accordingly. Now I'm going to scroll back up, because out of sight, out of mind. I just care that meow exists. Now I can tighten up my code, so to speak, use even fewer lines to do the same thing by throwing away the repeat block, reconnecting this new puzzle piece here that takes an input like 3, and voila, now we're really programming. Right? We've not made any forward progress functionally. The thing just meows 3 times. But it's a better design. And as you program more and more, these are the kinds of instincts you'll start to acquire, so that, one, you can start to take a big assignment, a big problem set, something for homework even, that feels kind of overwhelming at first, like, oh my god, where do I even begin? But if you start to identify what are the subproblems of a bigger problem, then you can start making progress. And I do this to this day, where if I have to tackle some programming-related project, it's so easy to like drag my feet, or oh, it's going to take forever to start, until I just start writing down like a to-do list. And I start to modularize the program and say, all right, well, what do I want this thing to do? Meowing. What's that mean? I got to have it say something on the screen. All right, I need to have it say something on the screen some number of times. Like literally a mental or written checklist, or pseudocode, if you will, in English on a piece of paper or text file. And then you can decide, OK, the first thing I need to do for homework to solve this real-world problem, I just need a meow function. I need to use a bunch of other code too, but I need to create a meow function. And boom, now you have a piece of the problem solved. Not unlike we did with the phone book there, but in this case, we'll have presumably other problems to solve.